Welcome, everyone. This is our 12th episode, and today we have a very special guest. I am going to bring him on a journey. We're going to find out more about him, and this is Adam, also known as Spartanker. So let's start with the introductions first. Adam, how do you come up with the name Spartanker?
Straight to the core of my name. So Spartanker actually came from, I love the movie called 300.
Spartans! What is your profession?
The 300 Spartans. So that's how I got the word Spartan first. But at the same time, if you realize my name actually has a case-sensitive name, ST and R is actually capitalized. That's because in Dota, STR is strength. I mostly play strength-based attributes heroes like Sand King, like all those strength heroes, like Centaur. And yeah, that's how I came up with Spartanker.
Okay, so for those of the people that don't know who you are, how long have you been a talent, and how do you get started with shoutcasting?
I've been a talent since 2017, and how I started shoutcasting I'm gonna go all the way back.
Okay.
How I started shoutcasting is that first of all I started streaming, but before I started streaming, I was a sound engineer. I was working in a sound recording studio as a sound engineer. Whenever I go back, I start live streaming, and one day I realized that I'm making a lot more money live streaming than my sound engineering work. So I stopped my sound engineering work. I started live streaming, playing games every day and live streaming every day. And then one day I got approached to do an audition for shoutcasting. So this audition has been held in Bukit Jalil, Astro Bukit Jalil. Astro is actually a broadcast TV network thing in Malaysia. And then when I went there, they were actually sitting in front of me. Kane, I don't know if you can imagine this or not, but there's like 3 or 4 people sitting in a straight row. Like, do you know how you would see on like American Got Talent, something like that?
Yeah.
But in a classroom setup, in a university classroom setup, like a huge hall like that, but they're just sitting in front of you, and your back is against the projector.
Yes.
Okay, so the projector is behind you, and you're sitting in front of a laptop. The judges are in front of us, and they're looking at the projector and looking at me. So they played a video of a gameplay, and I have to cast over it right on the spot. And that's how I got accepted to shoutcast.
Okay, so out of curiosity, what game was this?
Okay, it was Mobile Legends.
Mobile Legends. And have you done any other genres?
I have definitely. I've done Rocket League. I don't even know what genre that will be called. I have done StarCraft. I've also done Dota 2, but very rarely nowadays. Actually, quite a lot. Like a lot of shooter games, like PUBG Mobile. I've done it too, and I've done quite a few of Gran Turismo 7s. Yeah, it's a lot of titles.
You like the GT one, right? I think you posted that online. Like that is your
I
dream
loved it.
as a shoutcaster?
That's because I love playing racing games. So being able to actually shoutcast a game that we love, you know how easy it gets, right? It becomes effortless. So yeah, it is one of my dreams, and I actually managed to get there. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very sure because people have asked me this question as well, and I think I would like to get your perspective on it. How do you get yourself ready to cast different genres? How do you learn about casting for different genres of games also? Do you play the game to get a feel of it, or do you watch other casters, more experienced casters in the old footage? Like, how does it work for Adam?
So when I joined this shoutcasting thing back then, because I don't know what it was, I actually didn't have anything to base on because I don't even know what it is. Because I was approached for the job, right? So I don't even know that I actually have to talk properly. Like there are certain terms that we use during shoutcasting. So I did not learn through any videos or look at some people who I might idolize because I don't even know that it existed in the first place. And then I started learning slowly by actually doing it over and over again. And that's how we came up with local terms in Bahasa Melayu. Because Bahasa Melayu shoutcasting is not really famous back then. And if you're trying to look for the correct terms for a specific game or any games, you really have to come up with it yourself, and you're basically the trendsetter. So I was setting trends.
Okay, the trailblazer, the guy that leads the charge, right? So
Yes,
also
spearhead, yeah.
we talk about languages, and I believe, I don't know about you, but I feel like we have met people who talk differently when we are talking in different accents, in different languages.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that the same for you when you're casting in BM and you're casting in English?
Definitely. Because there are certain things that I cannot express in a certain language. There are things that I can express so well when I'm shoutcasting in English, but I can't express that way in BM. But if I'm shoutcasting in BM, there are things that BM cannot do, or BM can do that English can, or vice versa. So yeah, definitely. I think that's true, and it also depends on what kind of game that we're shoutcasting as well. At first, it will all start with, do you like the game or not? The way you cast is gonna be emotionally affected a little bit, but once you get professional enough, you will start to be much more disciplined and consistent in all games, throughout all games in a certain style. But it also depends on what our production team wants, right? Kane, sometimes they want a specific way, much more humor. Sometimes they want much more professional, no cusses, no bad words. All those stuff.
Yeah, but there's like a silent rule book, right? Where they tell you, this one you cannot say, that one you cannot say, this one you must say, and this is the ad libs and whatsoever. So it gets a little bit overwhelming at times, but I believe it's the same for all of us, right? Sometimes that line between work and play is very blurred in shoutcasting because we love it so much, and sometimes it doesn't feel like work at all, right?
That's the problem when it gets to our favorite games that we're shoutcasting to.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so how do you prepare for your cast? Like, is there a particular ritual? Like, for me personally, I like to blast music in my ears, super loud music, or I like to
There you go.
exercise right before the cast.
Nope, not that one. It's music. It's music for me. There are certain musics that I really use to get into the mood. It's like one of it is the big box competition that they play. I think it's in Sweden. I'm not sure where. Netherlands. The music that they produce just by beatboxing is insane. So that really gets me into the mood, and listening to the crowd yelling, chanting, that really helps out to set the mood in, because without the proper mindset or mood or brain condition, mental condition for us, it's really hard to hype things up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm also very curious, because I'm very sure in your years of experience, you have found a difference. Casting from home, I think we all know what that is like.
Oh, yeah.
Give us the most memorable part about casting in person at a live event. Which one was the most memorable for you?
Unfortunately, Kin, all of them are equally memorable, because the amount of control that you have over the audience is so much. The things that you say, how you hype them up, and then they all shout together along with your screams. It's just insane and insanely difficult to explain on how much it affects us in very good ways. On how it refuels our energy that has been depleted for a bit after hours and hours of shoutcasting. When they scream, suddenly our energy is like filled back up. So I don't have a specific memory in mind that I can pick out from, because everything is equally fun. All the way from Mobile Legends to Honor of Kings, all the way to Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, 20 different car setups for them to race on, and all the uncles and aunties around the mall, they're all also shouting when they see someone passing by, just to, pass by someone in the race. And it's insane. I don't know how to pick one.
Okay, fair enough. I think I agree with you, right? Casting live and feeling the energy of the crowd is definitely very different. I think we have had our fair share of experiences. Like, once you're casting for 7, 8, sometimes even 10 hours for the entire day. This is, of course, including our breaks, our food, and whatever rest time we have. But when you come back onto that desk, you're standing on the stage, and then suddenly it hits you, the fatigue. And then, I'm dying. And suddenly the crowd goes, boom! And you really feel the rejuvenation.
I'm live. Because sometimes what people don't know, sometimes we as casters, I'm not sure about you, Kin, but I think you can agree that sometimes our brain or our energy decides to shut down out of nowhere. Suddenly, the sudden shutdown will pull away all our energy, and then we're suddenly brain dead for a while. But whenever they scream, suddenly the energy fills back up, right? Right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Because it's a very different vibe. It's kind of like you're leaning against each other, and then you're hoping for them to give you some cheer so that you can get the energy back at that arena, and like being in an enclosed space. Now, with that being said, if we let you choose, you can go to any esports event in the world and you get to cast there. What game? What country?
Rocket League. Rocket League. I don't know what country is the main one, but all of them. I think Japan. I'm not sure which country the one that holds the biggest ones. I think it's somewhere in Europe probably. But their arena, Ken, have you seen them? The four center screens that face 360 direction, and how everyone shouts when Rocket League's game is ongoing. I just want to do Rocket League, man. I wish Rocket League is famous in Asia.
We'll hope for that, because I think that's still a possibility, right? Obviously, esports titles, they come and go, but Rocket League, I think, has found quite a bit of success. Okay, so we all know you as a talent, a shoutcaster, but you're also a content creator. How was your content creation journey like? And what do people misunderstand about being a content creator?
Being a content creator is making contents that people enjoy watching. That's the baseline of it. And my way of doing content is quite different from the majority of the content creators in Malaysia. That's probably why I don't have really much, a lot of followers. I love to include humor in almost everything I try, because that's what I like. And I prefer, kalau boleh, if it's possible, I would just do content without speaking or saying anything, just because I really like how Mr. Bean does his things.
You know what I mean? So he's your inspiration.
Yes, this guy is a genius. And the thing about people don't know about content creation is it's not easy. It's very, very draining. It's the idea is hard, and executing it properly is even harder. The fact that we're doing sort of contents right now, and after this, it's no rest. After this, Kid is gonna be editing this nonstop, and all of these things are really draining a lot of energy. At the same time, juggling between shoutcasting, between other jobs, and then going back to content creations is not easy. You guys really, really have to think about it first. But if you want to do it, no worries. You guys can do it. You guys can try, but make sure you have a stable job while you're doing it. Okay, slowly transition out is up to you.
You put a lot of pressure on me, because normally for the editing, I just try to make it as simple as possible, and then we just push it out. Now
it's a lot of things to do.
Yes, it is. It is draining, subtitling, and then adding the assets and stuff like that. So I get what you mean. My videos, I'm still learning. Like, Holland, I dive into this as a Hail Mary, I would say. And I think this is the concept that we've always had for, I think, our journey since going into HOK. Like, literally everything. It's a leap of faith. No idea. We have no skill set for content creation. We just try.
That's good. It's great.
Okay. Also, just try. So...
I love that. I love that. No, Ken, there's no right or wrong in this kind of thing. Just do it. Don't care about if it's right or wrong, or oh my god, I've been editing it so short all this while. Why is Adam saying like he's taking one day? No. What I'm saying is the strain of sitting down and watching the screen for so long and trying to make it as great as possible in the shortest period of time possible, because the workload and time frame is very short, because there's a lot of things to do, because in a couple of hours Skin is going to be shoutcasting again. Me too.
Yes,
I forgot about that. I'm shoutcasting too later. We're shoutcasting the same thing. Oh no.
No, you're doing KNC. I'm doing the other side for KPL.
Oh, okay.
So that one is going to be tough, but I've been pretty lucky. So it's been the last 2 days, best of 7, all 4 O's. So
so things like that really helps us out to have more time to do contents. But sometimes by the time we want to do contents, the execution part is difficult because we're a bit fatigued mentally.
A bit is an understatement, but
okay, sorry.
I think we're all very tired.
Fatigued.
Dude, I freaking love your soundboard. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna move on. I think we have found out quite a bit about you already. Now it's time to dig a little deeper into your perspective of the upcoming tournaments. I think you can be proud because the region you're representing coming from BM and Malaysia, is
Yeah.
arguably the strongest region in Southeast Asia, right? In HOK.
Yeah. I know where this is going. This color.
Yes. But what
This
happened
colour.
to the team in that color? What happened? It was a 4-0, man.
I don't know what happened to Nova, man. I don't know what happened to them.
Habis, ini mungkin penamanya. HBSE menunggu minion yang akan masuk, dan inilah penamanya, Nova tertewas, dan HBSE ada champion, ada 4.
I honestly, when I watched the beginning of the playoffs, it seems like they are performing like 50% of their actual highest performance.
Okay.
Usually, decently or at minimum, they will perform at 90%. All of these minor mistakes,
Okay.
I feel that is very unlike Nova. You know, that's my take. People would say that other teams improved. I agree. Other teams do improve. A huge improvements from Homeboys Black Show Esports. But at the same time, Nova did drop their performance. So I believe.
To improve, I think we can clearly see that, but the improvement to beat Nova 4-0, because beating Nova, example, if it goes to game 7, right, 4-3, I think that's a fair result. But to beat
It
them
makes sense.
4-0 and you say that they have gotten that much better, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. So
Betul.
was someone sick on the side of Nova? Like, did anyone look sick?
Everyone looks actually quite okay. I wouldn't say they're pumped up like I'm gonna play, you know, I'm gonna beat them. It's nothing like that. They're not giving me that vibe that day, and I don't see that from the players. But they're not seeing like they're too down either. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
they're actually okay. They're actually the decent Nova guys that, you know, everyone expects them to win. No, nothing like that. Nothing that I know of, Ken.
Okay, so if that's the case, then let's shift the focus towards Homeboys BSC, right? So Homeboys BSC, they got Guiri in.
Yeah.
His addition, how big of a difference did he make in your eyes? Tak ah?
I hate this question, man. Very dangerous question. Oh, how big of a difference did Guyu's addition make?
Because he was the FMVP, right?
Yes, he is the FMVP. But would I say that he's actually the cause of the win? No, not necessarily. But the addition is definitely a positive impact. I mean, they've proven they're the champion of MKL, right? Who am I to say otherwise? But I feel that Guyu still does a lot of mistakes. I'm not sure if you watched them, but they did. He did a lot of mistakes. Yeah. So basically, long story short, back when he was still in IKL with Dominator, he was performing well, or seemingly performing well, because there's no one who could match up to his level. But here, on the other hand, everyone is either at his level or above.
Ah, okay.
And he's also quite grateful about that, right? Because last time he said, before this in IKL, it's me and 10X is the abang, meaning they are the brother, the big bro lah. But here in Malaysia, I have 4 big bro taking care of me, something like that lah. So that means that he doesn't really have that burden to carry alone whatsoever.
Okay.
But at the same time, the mistakes that he's been doing in IKL is also still here. Which also means that he has a lot of space to improve, Kin. A lot.
Okay.
But his potential is so high because he's so young. He is 17
what?
right
17?
now. He's 17 this year. When he flew to Indonesia, he's still underage.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yep, he's 17. That's why he cried on the stage in IKL. And then he cried here also lah. But then for different reasons, he's happy reasons right now. Tapi yeah, he's young and the potential that he has is a lot compared to other players who's much older.
Okay, that's interesting. I think he definitely has shown a lot of growth. While the mistakes...
Did I answer your question?
I think you did. Yeah, but overall, I think based on that, it looks like Homeboys BSC, they are ready for KNC, right? So let's go to KNC first. You're going to be on broadcast. What is that going to be like for you?
I think it's amazing. It's insane that I get to cast Mission Clash. Definitely, it's an event that one of the first one, definitely the first nation clash to ever be held anywhere. And the fact that we're gonna see all the Southeast Asian fighting each other again in the country is an honor for me to be shoutcasting it. It's just unfortunate that I couldn't get to cast it at the venue itself, even though I do live in Malaysia. It's probably because of budgeting and whatnot, and I can also understand that because to be honest, our viewership from locally Malaysia in BM is not really the highest one either. So what's the point for them to spend so much if we don't get so much viewers?
Yeah, I mean, there's also space issues, right? I think that's definitely one of the things that will kind
space
of
issue.
Because I have worked in like events company that organizes esports competitions as well, and we have done pretty sizable ones, and space is always an issue. So I think that's definitely a cause of concern. But now that we take a look at the teams representing for KNC, what are the teams representing Malaysia for KNC?
For KNC, the teams representing Malaysia will be it's gonna be Homeboys Black Esports and Alpha Gaming, previously known as All Gamers Global.
I really love this because throughout the past few months, as we talk to all the other talents, okay, so IKL, PKL, English broadcast as well, everyone says, okay, MKL is the strongest region. I think that one, no argument. We know that, right? Now,
yes,
we're gonna take a neutral stance on this because this is not our fight. We know about the beef that is between IKL and PKL, right? So the casters have given their thoughts. PKL thinks that they'll beat IKL at KNC. IKL thinks they'll beat PKL at KNC. What is
so we're both neutral.
Yeah, so what is your thoughts?
How about you first? You go first.
Okay, so we made it very clear on our English broadcast. I think IKL...
Okay, pause. Don't tell me. You raise number 2. You raise number 1 if we think it's Indonesia. You raise number 2 if you think it's Philippines. That's better. Wait, for me to count down. Fine. It is. Yeah. I think it's IKL too.
It has,
why?
It has to be. Look,
why do you think so?
I feel like the learning potential is much higher in IKL. They have showcased that they are able to learn the strats a little bit faster, execute a little bit cleaner. Not to say that PKL teams are bad. It's just that I think the way they execute the drafts and the way they understand how things are executed, just a little bit cleaner than PKL.
True. Okay. I have my own reasons. Okay. My reason would be that I think PKL players actually joined on the train of HOK one season late or a couple of seasons late, just a little bit.
Late in what sense?
Late because previously I think the majority of the community that joined the tournament in PKL.
Oh, okay.
Because they were waiting. Because all of the Aku Synergy thing that happened. You see the videos, all the Amara interview live stream. Yeah. Okay. So I think because they're maybe one season late, so maybe I feel that IKL do have that one season advantage.
Okay.
Of experience.
Okay.
And also, I'm not sure if PKL actually have enough import players. Do they have a lot of
They have. Interestingly,
KPL?
I think the way that PKL has done their imports is quite different, right? So IKL, they import Malaysia, they import from China, from KPL, right? But PKL, they import, yes, they try to import from KPL and whatsoever, China as well, but they import Thailand, Thai players, and they import AOV, ROV, Lian Quan players, which I think is actually very, very good because it's not the same game. Okay, I think let's be clear on that. It's not the same game, but there's similar traits of it, of which are transferable, right? And I think exploring that portion of the world might give you some values that team might not expect. Like take a look at Flukio. Right, take a look at the ACT boys. Yeah, Omson. The way they play is so good.
Yeah, I agree. So talking about the players from Thailand, from Vietnam, because they play a lot of Arena Vela.
Yeah.
I feel that the meta that they're so used to, they can actually bring it over to HOK because the way they play all of these weird heroes as roamers, as mid lane. Can you imagine that roamer as Schwanche? And it's so effective. It's been executed very well by these players, and I feel that their perspective towards the game is completely fresh and different because they know certain things that we don't about AOV, and then they bring that pre-existing ideas into a certain team. I feel that if there are other teams who's not aware of what that team which have Thailand or Vietnamese players idea, if they don't know what the meta that they're gonna bring because it's so different, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble because they're not prepared for it. They don't know how to counter draft.
Agree. I think it's quite difficult. But sorry, go ahead.
That's true. So I think that even so, they do have all those players from there. I still feel like KL is gonna be a bit stronger.
Okay, I fully agree as well. It's a for now thing, right?
Sorry, Philippines. Sorry, Chantal.
Okay, so KNC, we know the potential placements if we just rank it based on MKL, IKL, PKL. Now let's go next level, right? So we talk about the teams. Okay, so here's the backstory. PKL for WeTrain. A lot of the Philippine talents feel that WeTrain are in a rush to try and get ready. They might not be at their strongest. So are you comfortable with placing WeTrain as last place in KNC?
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's work our way to the top. Next team.
Okay.
5th team.
Wait, I haven't have this one open. Okay, you need to tell me first.
I can give you the team names. So we have Blacklist and WeTrain for Philippines, if you want to put them at the bottom. And then we have IKL with Bigatron and Alter Ego. Bigatron by Vitality for IKL. And then MKL, you have your champions, Homeboys BSC, as well as Alpha Gaming, APG.
Oh, wait. Oh, so you mean for KNC then?
For KNC.
For KNC.
First to last. For now, I guess we have placed WeTrain at the bottom.
Yep. Wait, hang on. Give me that. I just need to see this myself with my own eyes. There are 6 teams, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be... No, wait, actually no. They might not be last.
Okay. Who's in the last then?
They might not be last. The number 5 and 6, I'm gonna put equally. It's gonna be Alter Ego and WeTrain.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because, Kin, did you know about the little bit of drama that Alter Ego did not even make it to the playoffs, and they are voted into this through the voting system, and many people believed it to be a bug because Indonesian tab during the vote is on the leftmost tab, and the Alter Ego team is the top leftist, so it's the easiest one to press, or that's the first team that's going to come up into their screen or whatever. But they keep on getting 300 votes per second because we were together doing this refresh and checking the numbers, right?
Okay.
They're going high up, insanely amount of numbers per second. So I'm not saying because of that they're last. No, not necessarily. But comparing WeTrain and Alter Ego, I think WeTrain might have a better chance than them.
Okay.
Because WeTrain are quite much more creative.
I can see it.
This podcast very dangerous. This podcast very dangerous.
No, because they have some ex-pros, right? So like they have Arise, and I mean Arise is the only player I can think of at this point. It's quite late, but yeah. Okay, so let's put them 5th and 6th. Your 3rd and 4th. Does MKL not drop any? Is MKL like first 2 guaranteed? Really?
No, it's not the first 2. These 2 teams in MKL. What do you mean?
In the ranking of first to last. Are you guaranteeing that MKL teams will make it as the top 2 in this competition?
I'm quite unsure because Bigatron and Blacklist is looking quite scary, to be honest. Bigatron out of the 2 might be Alpha Gaming number 3. But yeah, for now it's 5, 6 is gonna be Alter Ego and WeTrain, both of them. But at the same time, number 4 will be... God damn it, this is so hard. Is it Blacklist? I think it's gonna be Blacklist, number 4.
Really? Blacklist number 4. Number 3, you put Bigatron. So Bigatron over Blacklist
Or Alpha Gaming.
over Alpha Gaming.
No, sorry. Number three, I'm gonna put. I'm not sure which one between Bigatron or Alpha Gaming number three, but I'm probably gonna be safe here and just put Bigatron.
Okay, Bigatron number 3, Blacklist number 4.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the top 2 is still
First is Homeboys
MKL.
BSE. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did APG do that well this season?
No, not really.
Then why are you putting them second?
That's because APG right now is number 4 in MKL.
Mm-hmm. Bigatron is
And-
number 1 in IKL.
Bigatron number 1, yes. What I'm saying is that number 4 team in MKL is still better than number 1 in IKL.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I like the confidence. Now, we have seen Zankyu come on stage. He was having a bit of fun with
Yeah.
Topcast and Chuchu as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a very
True.
exciting time. Right. You will be on the broadcast. This will be starting from when this video comes out. It would have been the second day already.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll go with that. There will be a total of 4 days of KNC, ending on the 26th grand finals. Now, let's move on. So after KNC, we're going to have a blast. We will have all the interviews with the teams, the players, the talents, and then we head to the big boy league, which is KIC Championships in Philippines, Manila. Okay, this one is going to be a lot more difficult. Where does your MKL teams stand? I'm going to vote for my side, the Major West this time. OG, Twisted Minds. Can they beat Homeboys BSE? Can they beat Nova?
Twisted Mind actually beaten BSE back then before they became HBSE. I don't know what's their performance right now. OG and Twisted Mind, are their performance improving? I would assume so, right? Because they were playing so well, even though before this they didn't actually play. We don't actually see them play too much. I would say no. Twisted Mind can no longer beat Homeboys BSE, and Twisted Mind still cannot beat Nova. OG, so hard,
That one
man.
is difficult, right? Yeah.
It's so hard. I think I would say 60 MKL teams and 40 for Major West.
Okay, and this
For that team, yeah.
this is
OG.
based on does your scoreline change based on a best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, or regardless of the series, is the same result?
Regardless of the series, it's the same result.
Interesting.
Doesn't matter if it's BO1, BO3, BO5.
Okay, so for those of you that are new to this, the last time that, let's say, OG and Nova met was at the KWC in Saudi Arabia. They got trashed 4-0 straight. And I'm talking about Nova. Nova won OG 4-0 cleanly. No complaints. There were no scratches on them. It was a pretty clean game. And also Nova was one of the first global teams to take a win against Talent Gaming, right? Which is one of the premier KPL teams. So we will be having high expectations, particularly now for Homeboys BSE and Nova, because obviously now Homeboys have won Nova in their own home grounds of MKL fall season. So technically, based on theory, right, it should be clean wins against OG and TM as we head into KIC. Any other teams besides MKL that have piqued your interest in KIC? Any region? Chop BR, WKS?
No, Chop BR, no, because I still feel that they still have one of the least exposure to fighting against teams that has a lot of KPL based players.
They have KPL
Right, because
coaches though.
They do, but do they fight against too much of KPL style players? I'm not really sure. And how much can the coach actually bring up the level of all of their players up to that level is going to be quite questionable. It's going to be very difficult if I were to be honest. But which region? I think Blacklist is gonna pique my interest.
Blacklist.
Quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Blacklist, because Blacklist would do anything to improve their team out of all other teams out there, and I believe Blacklist is the team that has the least amount of financial problems.
Okay. Agree.
You know what I mean?
Yep. They can definitely get the goods if we know what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Would you ever apply to be a coach?
Depends on the kachings. Put dollars on my eyes. Depends. Even if I'm bad at coaching, I would do it. Yeah. I think they're gonna pick my interest a lot because as of now, it might not be so good yet, but they are gonna be a huge problem for every other team in Southeast Asia for sure.
Okay, so I want to loop back to the blacklist question, or at least the PKL one in general, because now that has piqued my interest. Since you're curious about blacklist, how long do you think it's going to take before PKL teams will outshine the IKL teams and maybe even touch MKL teams?
Give it until the third quarter of next year.
Oh, that's quite short.
It's quite short. It's going to be quite short. You mean for them to be able to fight against who? Win against who?
Your MKL teams, anyone. So we start off first to beat IKL teams. I think maybe
beat MKL.
Beat IKL first and then MKL next.
I think probably third, fourth quarter of next year. Yeah, it's going to be quite short. Ooh. Because they are one of the most creative people that I know.
Okay.
Here in MKL, I feel that they have a certain way of thinking, and I feel like some fine day they're gonna be stuck at that thinking and refuse to go outside of the comfort zone. That's what I feel. Because PKL is a region that is so actively trying to find the best and the worst cheese strat possible. And you know it's true. You know it's true. The first KIS or KSC, I think it's KIS. They are the one who started with the Athena Rome.
Yes, it was Boom Esports. Yeah, I believe
it was Boom, right? Boom. Right. That was Philippines. Yeah, and then the cheese is the cheesiest. It has to be the blue cheese. It's so disgustingly effective. Even though we know our team is better, but we can't win against this. That's disgusting, right? But yeah. It just shows that there's the most creative people, and I'm not surprised if they can find something else after this.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's going to be a lot of new heroes coming in. Like for those of you watching, hopefully by the time this video comes out, you would have gotten your hands on Garuda already. This has been released. I just got it today, right? You can actually you can purchase the speed up with your star stones, 28,800, and wish for the best, and then hopefully you get Garuda after purchasing that. Right, these are star zones. You don't have to spend actual money on it, but you can if you want. Right now, before we end this entire segment, normally we would want to find out a little bit more about causes that you have a strong belief in. So, is there a charity or a cause that you would like people to pay more attention to? So some people have chosen cancer, some people have chosen men's health, some people have chosen breast cancer, I think Sir Cloud was choosing your adoption, not the pets one, SPCA, or our edition is SPCA.
Okay. I don't have that. There's quite a lot.
Or just talk about anything you want people to pay attention to.
I think people need to pay attention to mental health. Yeah, mental health and being kind in general. I feel that being kind to people goes a long way. And sometimes people with mental health, they're not going to go and tell you, hey, bro, I have mental health issues. Because it's an embarrassment, right? It's something that shows your weakness. It's a vulnerability, I might add. Just be kind to people. Don't be harsh to anyone for no apparent reason, unless if it's someone who's about to unalive themselves. Because mental health is actually real. It's just like if your arm were to have like a
scar.
How do you say scar? Or something. Your arm is wide open because someone slashed it open. Okay. That you can see is physically wounded.
Yeah.
That one, everyone can undoubtedly say that guy is wounded.
Yes.
But how about if a person is wounded emotionally or mentally? That's something that you cannot see, and it's only something that you can only believe in. And it is true. It's real. And if anyone out there actually has like these kind of issues, maybe you're hearing voices, or maybe you're going through some severe things that might really make you do some bad things that you don't want to do, please get help. Please talk to someone. Talk to friends, talk to someone you trust, or talk to a therapist. Just because I go to a psychiatrist doesn't mean I'm crazy.
Agree, fully agree. I think going to therapy, finding a psychiatrist, it can be for many different reasons as well. I mean, I think one of the things that was really caught my attention online was the fact that someone was saying that you don't have to be emotionally scarred or be in
To go to see a psychiatrist.
a vulnerable position
Yeah.
to go and see a psychiatrist, right? So I fully agree with that. I think that has been a very sound advice. Now, last piece of advice for anyone that is looking to become a talent, right? Would your advice differ if it's BM or it's English or it's the same?
Doesn't matter. It's the same.
Okay, what is your one quote for them? Audiences that want to be a talent, what to expect, what do you think they should be doing?
When you say talent, does that involve hosting too?
It can be. I mean, our lines are pretty blurred in that aspect.
But we're talking about shoutcasting right now, right?
It's the door is open because we might have the next future host talking, watching, or the next talent in a sense of shoutcaster as well.
One-liner, one-liner. Mana boleh? Is that enough?
Whatever you want. You are the guest. Whatever you want.
Wait, what are the initial questions that we have in our mind, Kin, back then when we just started?
I think the first one that I ever had, which I think is a very sensitive topic to discuss in the first place, is money, right? I remember my first cast.
Oh, yeah.
When I went in and the person was like, okay, so what's your rate? And back then I was paid hourly. So I didn't know what this rate was and I had no references. I had no friends to check. And I just went with, you know what? What is the part-timers rate now? I'm just going to double that. And then I'm going to give that to the...
Yeah, back then I started with 200 ringgit per day. So I understand how that feels. But it would be one-liner.
Don't need one-liner. Just give whatever you want. As long as it's something you think that will help the next batch and the next generation of new and upcoming talents.
Silence is golden.
Okay.
When you're I think for those who just starting, right? Beginners' problem is always that they don't know that they should not cross over someone who's currently speaking or shoutcasting. Someone who's actively doing the play-by-play, and then maybe you find that, hey, I want to be part of this highlight too. And then when you come cross over, that's the worst thing that could happen. Unless if you're just doing, oh wow, look at that, or just like, look at the bass, or something that's short and precise. That's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. That's part of the flavoring and all that. That's beautiful. But I have shoutcasted with people that are relatively new, and suddenly, but they just done like a 1 minute straight non-stop shouting, talking, right? Because there was a long war, and then he just passed over to me, and then I just started, and then there's a minor war, which I started doing play-by-play for a while because I know he's tired. But then because he feels that, it's play-by-play, that's my job again. So he really crossed back while I was actively shouting, and both are shouting and both are talking about different things that's happening in the screen. So it's one of the bad things that could happen. Actually, I do have one more that I want to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
It's quite important. People always ask when we start shoutcasting, which one you want to do? You want to do play-by-play or you want to do color? Actually, those are just guides. There's not really a rule to shoutcast. Like, if I am the play-by-play, I can only do play-by-play. I cannot do color. Ew. No, that's not how it works. No, actually, when you're so used to each other, if you have a proper partner, whatsoever, in the end, both of you will do both of them hybridly. Is that even a word?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I'm not an English major, but it doesn't matter. Like hybrid, hybrid definitely works. Because Holland and I have been through this phase where we find out that there are days that, maybe our energy is not there, or maybe we're sick. And we're like,
Betul.
Cover me, please, bro. And we'll try our best, right? And for me, the thought process has always been, okay, I see myself more as a color person, just my natural skill set, color / analyst.
Same.
But when the need comes, I will PvP for you, no problem, right? But I think it's very important to go through each of these 3 verticals to understand the difficulty of each aspect, so that you know when you're working with someone else, okay, here's where it's going to be difficult for you. Let me make it easier. And back to you, right? Like, okay, we are supposed to have a conversation.
Yeah.
We play badminton. We pass it around. It's not fucking smash. That's not
Yeah. So the reason why it exists is so that people understand what play-by-play is and what color is first in the first place. Then you can start to do both at the same time when you're really used to shoutcasting with whoever it is. Because if you know that guy, then it's very easy. If you don't know that guy, you don't know when that guy's going to jump in or when that guy's going to pass it back to you. So knowing this first allows you to break the rules.
Okay, I'm going to generate one clip off of this. So how do you, what would be your advice for new casters that are working with an entirely new casting partner? How do you work that out? How do you do it?
I just let them do the things that they're most comfortable with. If they're the most comfortable with play-by-play, because honestly play-by-play is the easiest because they don't need to memorize about itemization names, all the stats, attributes of any items. I'll just I ask them, what do you want to do? Which one do you prefer? I'll support you. So as the main shotcaster, when you have a new caster, you as the more experienced shotcaster, you're not the core anymore. You're going to be supporting what the new shotcaster is going to do. Because if you're expecting you to be the core because you are experienced and then this new shotcaster is going to support you, that's not going to work. He will have nothing to support you with because everything you're saying is already hiding everything what the other guy is going to be saying because he's new. So it's the other way around.
Lovely advice. I like that you said that because very few people understand that when they first step into this industry or step into this crossroads as a talent for a shoutcaster, right? And I think that the journey, I would rather you hear it from us as a shoutcaster than you read it off the comments of your platform.
Yes. Kesian tau, pity people who's trying to start shoutcasting, or else when are they ever gonna get better if you don't actually just go through doing it anyway? Also, there's nothing to be scared of in shoutcasting, and these new shoutcasters really have to know that if they join a much more experienced shoutcaster, they are the core person. They will be the center, and this more experience will support. Everything is all about how nice the casting desk looks like. How nice does it sound? The whole desk, not just from one guy. This show is not just about that one particular guy. It's about the whole show. So the gel, the throwing back and forth have to be beautiful.
Yes. Beautifully put. I really love this. Now, with that, I think we can end it off. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, if you have watched Adam on his live streams or you're trying to look out for him, where can they find you online?
You guys can find me on almost everywhere actually. On my IG is Adam Spartanker, YouTube is Spartanker, TikTok is Spartanker, Facebook is Spartanker, except for IG. IG is Adam Spartanker because some asshole just stole that name away from me. I've been reporting him and he's still right there. He's not moving away. Sorry, ranting out.
All good. Yeah, it's good to crash out sometimes. And that was a valid crash out because we want to be recognized by what our actual names. And,
our actual names, exactly.
Someone steals it away. Even Holler has his name stolen. So his name is Holler TV1. It's not even he's not even Holler, right? So thankfully for me, Kindoufu is kind of rare in a sense. Yeah. So nobody wants to be a tofu. I will be one.
Yeah. It's very unique. It's very unique. I love it actually because my wife actually points to me. Hey Adam, don't you think the name is actually kind of you? I'm like, oh, that's true. My wife is Indonesian. She's not really that good in English, but she realizes that. I'm like, oh, that's true. Kind of you. Oh my God.
Actually, I've never seen that before. So now I know why people call me Kind. This has never crossed my mind.
Even you?
No, because when
I thought you kept it that way as a
No.
surprise for people who was actually much more observant.
my actual name is Kinto. So when friends used to call me, they used to call me Tofu, like Kindoufu, which is then someone when they told me, say, okay, you're gonna be a talent, you're gonna be a shoutcaster, we need your caster tag. And I'm like, what's a caster tag? And they're like, the name that goes under the screen, under your face, that's your caster tag. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna put my real name there. I'm going to put Kindoufu, and yeah, that's how it came about. So
With
now
a D.
with a D, because
Without knowing that it's actually kind of you. How kind of you, no?
now I know why people keep calling me kind, although that was never the intention. Yeah. But it's nice because I do think, yes, sometimes I do things that will be kind of me. And yeah.
I think it suits you. I think it suits you very well because you're a kind person as far as I know. So your Kin is really kind, by the way, guys. He's very humble. But yeah, how kind of you. And now you just realized, congratulations, you have 2 in 1 name now.
Okay, many more flavors. All right, tofu is never really bland on its own. We can input some flavors into it. But nonetheless, thank you for your time. This has been episode 12, and we'll see you next week with our next guest.